Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to How to Train Your Gavin. This year I've been really obsessed with nostalgia and going back to my childhood roots. And I mentioned this a couple of times in a few videos, but yes, I am turning 30 soon and I don't know, like this is the year that I want to relive a lot of my childhood favourites. I've done Goosebumps, I've done Animorphs, I have Goosebumps Series 2000 coming up. I also have like Charmed, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, all of these things that I absolutely loved growing up. And I'm bringing them back. I recently just read for the first time The Queen of Crime, Agatha Christie. I did a reading blog for it. But now it's time for the Princesses of Crime, Mary-Kate and Ashley. Now, I was recommended a while ago now, I think it was maybe in my Animorphs video, somebody said that I should read the mystery books, The New Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley, for a reading blog, and I totally agree. I absolutely adore Mary-Kate and Ashley. I loved them as a kid, and I haven't seen, oh my gosh, I haven't seen any of their movies in such a long time. I think I'm going to need a rewatch of all of them. But I did want to see if I could find some Mary-Kate and Ashley books online. And most of the ones that I could find were the Sweet 16 ones, the So Little Time ones, and not really any of the mystery ones. So one day I was browsing eBay and I came across a random bundle of Mary-Kate and Ashley books, and lo and behold, it was the New Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley, the mystery books. In these, we have Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. They run the Olsen and Olsen Detective Agency from the attic of their home. They have a basset hound called Clue as a sort of partner. They just go around solving mysteries. Yes, sign me up for this. So I have 5 Mary-Kate and Ashley mysteries I want to read in this blog. The first one is The Case of the Giggling Ghost. And then we have The Case of the Jingle Jinx. Oh, little Christmassy one, why not? The Case of the Missing Mummy. Will this be better than Death on the Nile? Who knows? The Case of the Game Show Mystery. And then finally we have The Case of the Rockstar's Secret. So these are the 5 I want to read in this video. They're only around about 80 pages long, so I will probably get them all read today, to be honest. I'm on the way to a coffee shop that's nearby that I recently discovered a couple of weeks ago, and I absolutely love it. It's dog friendly, so who knows, maybe I might run into Clue. But yeah, I'm so excited, and I'm not going to be rating these on my typical 1 to 5 star scale, because that's a little bit unfair. Like, these books are so young, and me, a nearly 30-year-old adult, reading them and giving them a 5-star rating is probably not the best way forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rate them out of 5 for funness. Like, how fun are these? How much do they make me smile? How much do they remind me of my childhood? You know, things like that. I'm going to rate it like that instead of the typical star ratings that I do for, you know, older novels. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Literally, I am regressing into my childhood. Like, my age is indeterminate. So I've left the coffee shop now to have more coffee. It is apt that it is in a Christmas mug because the first book that I finished was The Case of the Jingle Jinx, and this was amazing, honestly. Going from Agatha Christie to Mary-Kate and Ashley, the range, you will only find this kind of range on my channel, okay? So don't forget to subscribe. Now, I haven't just finished the Jingle Jinx, I've also finished a couple more, so I will talk about them in a sec. But what I can't get over is actually just how good these are. Now, I had such a good time reading this book, and I was, you know what, I was in this coffee shop and I was reading it with my hands like this on either side. I was like, I'm not letting anybody know what I'm reading. You can't see this. It's not Mary-Kate and Ashley. This is an Agatha Christie book, and that was the hill I was dying on. But you know what, next time I go to a coffee shop and I have a Mary-Kate and Ashley book, I will not be ashamed. I will not be ashamed because it was so good. So in The Case of the Jingle Jinx, What happened is Mary-Kate and Ashley are brought to this skating rink, this place where there is this ice princess thing happening. And there are two like pretty big named ice skaters there who Mary-Kate and Ashley love. But somebody seems to be tampering with their performances. They've stolen their skates or stolen their lucky charm or, you know, turned the lights off and stuff. So somebody is trying to sabotage them from getting this ice princess title. Like, I'm talking about this like really seriously, okay? This is a very serious book. After I talk about this book, I'm going to change places because I'm not a big fan of this glare. Anyway, it is up to Mary-Kate and Ashley to figure this out. And what I love is that we have adults that actually come to Mary-Kate and Ashley asking for help. And I can't. They're 10 years old. They're 10 years old and the adults need their help. And you would not find that these days. That's why the 90s is such a special time. And you know what? I had so much fun. There was so many like little funny moments as well. And the mystery, I was not actually sure who it was, so that was good. I mean, it was a little obvious. But what this book and these books, actually the first three I read, are so good at is misdirection. So I feel like, you know, these are good mystery novels for kids to start reading to get into mystery and to figure it out for themselves. And Mary-Kate and Ashley as protagonists are so good. Like, they're so nice and they go through the evidence, they talk things through, they, you know, correspond with one another, they work so well. And you know what else is so beautiful? Their sibling relationship, their sisterhood, because like this is the way it ends. Like, this is so heartwarming. Listen to the way this ends. So at the end, Mary-Kate and Ashley do get to end up like performing in the show, but they're sitting in the sleigh, kind of like that. And Mary-Kate says, performing in the show, what could be more wonderful? Ashley said, there is one thing more wonderful. I smiled. What's that? Ashley put an arm around my shoulder. Solving a mystery with a sister you love. I don't think I've ever read something that sweet in like such a long time. Their relationship, their sibling relationship. Oh, goals. Absolute goals. Yeah, I just don't know what to say. Who wrote this? Because I actually thought Mary-Kate and Ashley wrote their own books when I was a kid. Okay, Alice Leonhardt. Alice Leonhardt wrote this. And it was only 80 pages long. In fact, all of them pretty much are only 80 pages. Oh, it was so good. You know what? I'm actually going to give this a 5-star in like how fun it was and just how much enjoyment I had reading this and how happy it made me. There was also a scene where they had to get into disguise. So they dressed up as a candy cane and a gingerbread man and they go onto the ice. But there's also a performance that's going to be happening and they're supposed to be part of the performance. Well, they're not supposed to be. But because they're in disguise as these, you know, Christmas confectionery items, they get dragged into this and they're like, oh my God, like what do we do and stuff. Like, that's so hilarious. That's so funny. That's so Raven level sitcom, you know? So that was really funny. And yeah, it was such a good time. Honestly, I'm already surprised. I need to collect all of these now and read them all. I need to read them. I'm just so impressed. And I thought I loved And Then There Were None. Just saying. Okay, is this better? Yeah, that's so much better. Okay, brilliant. Right, The Case of the Missing Mummy was next. And I was really excited about this one because, you know, it had some Egyptian imagery and all of this in. So Mary-Kate and Ashley go to this museum with some of their class and they go to this mummy exhibit that's about to close down. And yeah, they get shown it, but the mummy's gone missing, but they find it in another exhibit, like standing against something. So there's apparently this curse going on that this mummy is moving around when nobody sees it. And because Mary-Kate and Ashley were the first to touch this scarab that was there, they get cursed. So when they go to school and things go wrong. It was so exciting. So exciting. I was not sure how this was all connecting. I was like, wait, hang on. How is this happening? So I was really, again, pleasantly surprised by it. I could, again, see it coming, like who it was and all of that. I wasn't sure how, you know, but you know what? It was actually really clever. It was really clever how. I actually also love that they have a reputation as the Trenchcoat twins. So their reputation really does precede them. And this museum owner, again, like, I don't know, like, how they'd get away with this, but Mary-Kate and Ashley, they want to do a stakeout at the museum so that they could catch the person who's moving this mummy in the act overnight. So they get dropped off at the museum by their parents, and the museum owner is there and she's in her office and stuff, while the whole museum's closed, and they let Mary-Kate and Ashley, two 10-year-olds, to stay in this museum overnight to stake out this mummy. Like, in what world would any parent let that happen? I do not know. But you know what? That's the influence of Mary-Kate and Ashley. They know what they need to do to get the job done, to catch the culprit. They know what they must do, even if it means staying in a museum overnight. Even though their stakeout doesn't last very long, they do end up getting distracted. The mummy moves in all of this, so they end up having to go home and their parents come and pick them up. But it's still just so like, okay. But I don't go into these books for the logic. I don't. I go in for the fun. So I would also give this one 5 stars for funness and enjoyment and just overall happiness. Honestly, these books, I'm you not. They are so fun. And honestly, I love the fact that these are so short. I have 1 coffee per book. I love it because I have a full cup of coffee when I start, and I just finish the coffee when I finish. It's literally the perfect length. It just gets straight into the mystery and done. Love it. But I do think the case of the Jingle Bell Jinx is a little bit more fun. So I do prefer this one over this one so far. And it's put me in such a festive mood, to be honest. And now I can't wait for Christmas. And then the third book I read at the coffee shop was The Case of the Rockstar Secret. And guys, look what I found inside. Okay, so again, I got this secondhand off eBay. There is this little note thing. On this, it has Mary-Kate and Ashley, Case of Rockstar, number 28 to 29. And then underneath it has Goosebumps, Stay Out the Basement, number 18 to 19. I'm not too sure what this means. I kind of do. I remember when I was a kid, I would write down, you know, the book I was reading and the ones that I wanted. So I didn't know if maybe Stay Out of the Basement was the one they were reading, and then they were writing which one they wanted to read next. Same with the Mary-Kate and Ashley one, The Case of the Rockstar Secret, like that. They wrote that down, what they were reading, and then the next ones that they wanted to read. Does the series go up to number 29? I do not know. But then not just that, when you open it up, look at this. Do you remember those? Do you remember? And this is what it says. To Amy and Lauren, thank you for the money and water guns you bought for our birthday. Christopher and Alexander. Oh, what is this friendship? What is this friendship? This is so pure. This is so pure. Can you imagine just like this group of 4 kids, late 90s, they give each other books as presents, and Amy and Lauren gave Christopher and Alexander money for water guns for their birthday. And so, what if they're twins? What if they're twins? What if Amy and Lauren are twins? And what if Christopher and Alexander are twins? So that is why, thank you for the money and water guns you bought for our birthday. It's like, because they share their birthday. And now they are returning the favour by getting them the New Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley, The Case of the Rockstar Secret for their birthday. And this was their birthday present. That is what I love. This is why I love getting secondhand books so much. Like, this is just, oh my gosh, Amy and Lauren or Christopher and Alexander, if you're watching this, please leave a comment down below. Let me know the story. Let me know this is your book. Oh, I love that. I'm keeping this in there. I'm keeping this in there, by the way. This is just, oh, I love it. I love it so much. But anyway, yeah, The Case of the Rockstar Secret. In this one, we have Mary-Kate and Ashley join a band, and they kind of rehearse in this mansion that is owned by a rock star. Somebody seems to be sabotaging the band, trying to stop them from performing their first concert, as well as stopping the musical from being opened, because when they perform, that will be the opening of this musical. Again, so good. Not as good as the first 2 I read, I will give it that. I didn't think the mystery was as captivating, mainly because I'm not really the biggest fan of stories where it revolves around music. I don't know why though. I really don't know why. It's a bit like Daisy Jones and the Six, you know, I just wasn't the biggest fan of the whole music scene thing. It just wasn't for me. So like Daisy Jones and the Six, The Case of the Rockstar Secret was kind of the same, you know, it involved music. It was fine. But this was still quite fun, had a good engaging mystery. I wasn't sure who it was. In fact, I had no idea who it was. And this pulled the wool over my eyes, okay, by who it turned out to be. I will not spoil it for anyone, but this was the first time I wasn't really expecting who it was, because they were ruled out as suspects pretty early on, okay? Like, I love Mary-Kate and Ashley and the way they detectivate. The way they investigate, that's it, sorry, detectivate. I like that word though. Like, I just love their process. I love the way they are just so professional. They are actually professional in their investigations. And it was still really fun to follow along with. This was actually the longest book so far. It had 86 pages. Oh, also, these books have a kind of like postcard things in the middle there, and on the other side it has some kind of activity so that you can do your own little detective work. And the first 2 that I've read don't have them in. Somebody must have torn them out, whereas in the next 2 I need to read, they still have them in. I wonder, is there any more notes in any of these? I want to know. No. Oh man. So I will give this one a 3.5. A 3.5 in the funness. Didn't quite have the atmosphere of The Case of the Missing Mummy, and it didn't quite have the fun of the Jingle Bell Jinx. So 3.5 for this one, but you know what? It's fine, it's fine. They couldn't all be perfect, could they? Let me read the final 2 Mary-Kate and Ashley books that I'm reading for this vlog. I don't want it to be over, to be honest. I do not want it to be over. Oh my god, I can't with these books. They're so cute. Listen to the end of the next book I read, which was The Case of the Game Show Mystery. Listen to this, it's so good. Mary-Kate says at the end, spoilers, by the way, you know, even if we didn't come in first, I already feel like a winner, I told her. Really, how come? Ashley asked. I grinned. Because solving mysteries with someone you love is the best prize in the whole world. I want a twin sister so bad. Honestly, these girls, absolute role model. Absolute role model. I can just imagine giving, you know, kids these books and them wanting to do their own detective agency with their sister or brother or anyone. Just, I'm in love. I have finished the Game Show Mystery and the Giggling Ghost. The Game Show Mystery first. So in this one we have Mary-Kate and Ashley. They go onto a game show where they are competing against other twins and somebody is sabotaging them. Somebody doesn't want them to win. And these are the famous trenchcoat twins, so there's some jealousy there. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually didn't expect who did it. I genuinely didn't expect who did it. Same with this one. But I genuinely didn't expect the outcome. It is just so entertaining. It was also a little bit funny because whenever they get questions wrong, they'd get slimed and things. And because Mary-Kate and Ashley had their answers switched in the first round, they kept getting slimed, which I would actually love to say that. However, I don't think this game show would actually work in the later rounds. So in the third and final round, they go on a scavenger hunt where they go around the studio trying to find things on a list. And Mary-Kate and Ashley, they split up, but they don't have cameras following them or anything like that. So I'm like, how would that be entertaining to watch? Because they don't have cameras following them as they're going around on the scavenger hunt. Because during that part of the scavenger hunt, Mary-Kate, or is it Ashley, one of them, gets locked into a closet. And that's them getting sabotaged. So if there was cameras following them around, they wouldn't be able to do that. But then how is this entertaining to people to watch? And maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Again, this is just a mystery Mary-Kate and Ashley book that was written. When did this even come out? Oh, 2002. Okay, I was expecting like late 90s. Well, this one apparently came out in 2002. Happy 20th anniversary. So that wouldn't have made a good segment. However, again, I was thoroughly entertained. It was such a good time. So I'm going to give this one a 4. I think I'm going to give this one a 4 for funness and how happy it made me. But that end, okay, 4.5. I'm changing to 4.5 because that ending, oh, Mary-Kate and Ashley are just so wholesome. I love them so much. So yes, I really enjoyed that one. And then I've just finished The Case of the Giggling Ghost. I just finished this one before on sprints with Katie, Kayla, Liv, Jodeline, Erin, and Bryn. Oh, and me. I was on there. And this, again, was so much... In fact, this made me laugh. Listen to the back of this as well. So, the blurb thing says, the prizes at the Halloween carnival are missing. We keep hearing spooky giggling all around the carnival. Our friend Tim has disappeared from the haunted house. We need to find out who is haunting the Halloween carnival. And it's no laughing matter. I love puns. I love puns so much. And that's just hilarious. You know what, actually, I haven't even looked at the backs of the other ones. No, that isn't really a pun. Nope. Nope, none of the rest of them have funny puns on. But this one did, and you know what, actually this was probably the funniest of the new Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley books. Because the Giggling Ghost, it's just hilarious the way that this just giggles out of nowhere. I honestly wish these books had audiobooks because I can just imagine this would be hilarious. How weird, Eric whispered. It's as if someone just heard us saying we didn't believe in his voice trailed off. At that moment, someone started to giggle. So they don't know who it is, and then again, the giggling grew louder, then faded away. Was that the giggling ghost? Oh, hilarious. And it's just like the random giggles. It gave me the giggles, to be honest. Again, here we are, they're in the haunted house. That horrible laugh was back. It's the ghost, Tim shouted. Where is it? I cried. I don't know. I just don't know how that's scary. Bless them though, they are only 10. So I guess it was scary to them. But no, this was another really good one where, you know, it's set in a carnival. The atmosphere was actually really cool, really spooky. Would love to read this around Halloween. Again, wasn't really sure who did it or like who was taking the items from the carnival and doing all of this, that and the other to it. I wasn't even sure. So that was another good surprise. I also haven't mentioned as well, but we have a recurring character called Patty who's been in a few of these. And she's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. I like having that kind of continuity in this series. Despite them being, you know, written by different authors. Already we had a same character name as somebody in here, but totally different characters. So we need to change up the character names a bit, you know. How about the name Gavin? But again, another really entertaining one. I'm loving these Mary-Kate and Ashley mysteries. They are just amazing. And also, I just love the end of this one as well. It's not as sweet or wholesome as, you know, a couple of the other ones. But, you know, once they found out the Giggling Ghost was just a recording, and Mary-Kate and Ashley actually prank everyone with it at the end when they start playing it, because they're like, oh my god, we thought it was just fake, but who's playing the recording? Is it an actual ghost? But no, it's Mary-Kate and Ashley just trolling everyone. And then the end with, Happy Halloween, everyone. Honestly, I'm just transported back to my childhood. It was so good. So this one, ew, oh no, it's actually hard because I had so much fun with this one too. I'm gonna give this one 4.5 as well. So I think the order in which I preferred these ones were The Case of the Jingle Bell Jinx, The Case of the Missing Mummy, The Case of the Giggling Ghost, The Case of the Game Show Mystery, and then The Case of the Rockstar's Secret. But these were all winners in my eyes. All winners. Loved them. That was really fun, and you know, I could have done so much more in one day, but you know how hard these are to get hold of in the UK? I would have done way more had I been able to get them, but it was just a perfect opportunity. The fact that this bundle got on eBay in the UK, free shipping, was the sign that I needed to do this ASAP, and I did. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I would wholeheartedly recommend these, especially to kids, 100%. Great role models, great mysteries. Yeah, just so good. So I guess that's the end of the video. Please don't forget to give it a like if you enjoy it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you've read any of the Mary-Kate and Ashley books. Doesn't have to be the mystery books. It could also be any of the other ones. I think there was like So Little Time, Sweet 16, The Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley. There are so many more books out there in the Mary-Kate and Ashley universe that we have so much to work with. So if you want to see me do more in the future, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons as well for being so incredible and amazing. You can join my Patreon, or you can follow me on any social medias down in the description box. All the links are there for you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye.